A new era of New York Giants football has just arrived, and it starts here at MetLife Stadium. What is going on, guys? I still got my headphones on. What am I doing? What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video, and my goodness. Before we start, I have to talk about Sleeper. Let's talk about this now so you guys can get prepared on Sunday, and so we have the rest of the time to talk about what the Giants just accomplished. But check out Sleeper. If you guys don't have Sleeper right now, what are you guys doing? They are literally the best sports app in the world. I kid you not. I've been using them before the sponsor, and they decided to sponsor your boy KB. So make sure you guys check out the sponsor. I can't even speak right now. I feel like Cam Scatterbo right now. Check out sponsor. 27 Squad is the promo code. Check them out for a 100% match up to $100, and they even have a bonus to that where you check out if you put in the promo code, a free $20 bonus to that promo code. No deposits needed at all. You get a free $20 to work with and make your picks. Check out the promo code 27 Squad. Let's go. All right, so there is so much to talk about in this game. My God, I have no words. I'm sorry. You guys gotta come to me at a better time. I gotta put my gain down. My gain is like so damn high. All right, testing, 1, 2. Jaxson Dart, the new era of Jaxson Dart. My goodness. Listen, he's arrived. If you had any doubts already, he's arrived. I don't want to keep bringing up Daniel Jones. I really am happy about Daniel Jones and his success in Indianapolis right now. But I just need to say, when has Daniel Jones ever won a game this big? You guys, maybe you could point to the playoff run, the beating the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe you could talk about that. But you guys, he had in the regular season, that's never happened. Jaxson Dart just beat the Philadelphia Eagles in a non-fluky game in the middle of the season. And not only beat them, we whooped their ass. It is 34-17, and that is not indicative of what we did to that team. You can talk about how Jalen Hurts had 283 yards passing when he usually doesn't pass for 100 yards in a game. That's because they always have to lean on Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley had a couple of good runs. I don't know what's going on with their offensive coordinator. They have a lot of problems over there. I actually feel the Eagles' pain on that. Kevin Patullo, whatever his name is an ass of an offensive coordinator, but they did not use Saquon Barkley that much, but he got stuffed in the second half when they tried to go to him, so they had to keep trying to pass the ball, and look what happens when you give Jalen Hurts the ball. Apparently, he's a top 5 quarterback. I have not seen that this season, because this guy wins a Super Bowl, I guess. He's a top 5 quarterback. He had a bad interception on an out route where it was completely late, a terribly thrown ball behind and really soft, and it was right in the hands for Cordell Flott, who almost went the distance, but tackled by Saquon Barkley. Don't worry, stick around. We will get to Saquon Barkley in just a few moments. But Jalen Hurts, where was your top 5 quarterback, Eagles fans? Maybe you're hate watching, I don't know, but I know Eagles fans, they are my best videos as far as viewership goes because Eagles have been bullying us for years. You guys are always typing in my comment section. I guarantee you there's not going to be anybody here. And if you are here, respect. Make yourself known in the comment section if you're an Eagles fan watching this right now. But where was Jalen Hurts, man? He had that bad interception. Then he had that terrible overthrow wide open. Yeah, it was a blow in coverage. I completely agree. I've never denied that A.J. Brown is a fantastic receiver. I've always liked A.J. Brown, even going back to his Tennessee Titan days. Hell, the guy wanted to be a New York Giant. He was wearing a Giant sweater in the NFL draft. He wanted to be a Giant. Unfortunately, he went to the Tennessee Titans. The rest is history. But Jalen Hurts overthrew him, right? And that's your guy, right? Right, guys? You guys aren't worried about Jalen Hurts. You guys aren't worried about him. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, now getting sacked, it hurts. It Brian Burns, with 2 sacks, leading the NFL in sacks right now. Defensive Player of the Year discussions already. Now, we didn't see much of Abdul Carter in this game. He had a couple of pressures, maybe 1 or 2 pressures. He's been pretty silent this game. Kayvon Thibodeau had some really good run stuffs on Saquon Barkley, forced a lot of good pressure, is really having a good year. Defense played their ass off, and guys, if Shane Bowen can operate this way, I will be able to handle it, okay? This is how bend but do not break defenses are supposed to work. You allow the comeback routes, you allow the quick slants here and there, you allow those flats to get open, but when it comes to the red zone, you play tough, you play aggressive, you play tight, and you force either turnovers, which is what we did, or you force field goals or 4th down stops. You play tougher when the field gets shorter. And that is how bend but don't break defenses should operate. And that's not what they've been doing this season, but that's how you do it. That is how you do it. And now to Saquon Barkley. Saquon thought he was cute. He made a video diary for years, apparently, like a little bitch. Just made a video diary for over the span of years, probably predicting a situation like this would happen, that he would leave the Giants. And then going out and either Amazon Prime came up to him, or he was looking for somebody to produce his video, produce his documentary. But either way, comes out with a documentary, and just to be cute and petty and really stick it to those Giants, decided to post it and release it the morning of the Giants' Thursday night football game in prime time, where historically the Giants are terrible in prime time. I'm talking about the last time they won a Thursday night game was back in 2014. I kid you not, my friend. So historically they've had a bad track record of primetime games, and more specifically Thursday night football games. So, and Saquon Barkley knows that. He's been part of the team for years. He knew it would be cute, and he'll get a 1-up on the Giants. And then, of course, him having this documentary, being a former Giant, and if they potentially win and even smoked us, and he had somewhat of a good game, you know they're going to put him out there at the post-game interview, having them on the panel with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Richard Sherman and Andrew Whitworth and everybody, and he would have been promoting his documentary, how much he survived the Giants, and how much he's looking forward to, there's much greener pastures now, and how he's just looking at the brighter side now, and he's been through so much, and, you know, you should feel bad for Saquon Barkley. Oh my God, how sweet is it to have those cameras on him in the last 2 minutes of the game, having the blanket stare like he just lost all brain cells in his body, like the CTE just absorbed his mind, just sitting there blanking. I love it. I love it. I'm ecstatic right now. I'm ecstatic right now. Yes, Eagles fans can come out here saying, "Oh, this was your Super Bowl." Abso-fucking-lutely, it was our Super Bowl. I don't care. I have no shame in it. The Giants have been terrible for years, and we have not been able to beat the Eagles for years. And the Eagles fans are the most confidently arrogant asshole of a franchise who constantly have no humbleness in their heart whatsoever. The moment things go wrong, I'm talking a play goes wrong, they start losing their shit, and they say, typical Eagles, typical. You guys just won the fucking Super Bowl, and you're saying typical Eagles, typical Eagles. Oh, they do this all the time. Of course it would be the Eagles. Bro, you guys have not seen struggle in so long. And it's even gone to the Eagles players. The moment that they were down in that first quarter, 13-3, you could see the Eagles fans getting visibly frustrated with themselves and frustrated with their teammates. That's not how you win football games. When you go down like that, you got to have the heart to keep going. The Giants have not had that they don't have that either, trust me. But you guys are down in that game. The Eagles players are down in that game, and they just hung their heads immediately. They gave up. They gave up in that game. Maybe not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was out there. He was trying to ball. But everybody else hanging their heads, sad, depressed. They lost to the Giants. Blame Saquon. Blame Saquon. The Madden curse is real, brother. The Madden curse is real, and it is undefeated. Undefeated. Going out to the rest of the players, man. Cam Skattebo, 98 yards on 19 carries, 5.2 yards per carry. This is and 3 touchdowns. This is by far his best game as a NFL pro. And he had a really good. He got all the tough yardage. Man, I think that it was the second touchdown run where he just bulldozed the fuck out of everybody out the way and did not go down without a fight. Shout out to him. Shout out to the receiving corps for really doing their part. Like Jalen Hyatt, yes, it was a couple of out routes here and there. He almost hit on that deep fade downfield. I don't blame him on that because that was a really hard. Yeah, it was right in the bucket for him, but it was tight coverage. It was actually a penalty. That's how tight the coverage was. So I really don't blame him on there. I would have loved if he caught that, though. Would have really gave him confidence as a player moving forward because he's going to be called upon more often without potentially Darius Slayton and, of course, Malik Nabers for the entire year. Wan'Dale Robinson continues to impress. You know, I always had this thing over Wan'Dale Robinson because I like George Pickens and the Giants drafted him over George Pickens, but he really comes through, especially on key third down moments, always comes through, and he had that touchdown slipping away from Andrew Makuba, the safety, and going in for the touchdown, man. Wan'Dale Robinson has been really underrated, and he had 83 yards of his own, I believe, somewhere around 80 yards of his own and a touchdown. Man, Jaxson Dart was wheeling and dealing on the ground and in the air. He really needs to. By the way, shout out to Lil Jordan Humphrey as well. Just coming in here, starting immediately, and playing his ass off, man. Shout out to Lil Jordan Humphrey, man. Coming off the practice squad and giving us a lot of help. But Jaxson Dart, I love what he did. He had 195 passing, 58 rushing, over 200 yards of offense, had a touchdown on the ground, touchdown in the air. The only thing I'm really annoyed with Jaxson Dart is he is too rookie-minded, right? Where they don't feel like they can get hurt. They're trying to make a play. They're trying to be the hero all the time. And it got him hurt twice already, right? He's had to hit the tent 3 times, one in the preseason, but he's had to hit the tent 3 times total. So, and 2 in the regular season. So he has to really watch out for that. The whole world stopped moving when Jaxson Dart went down and he didn't get back up. My fear wasn't even a concussion, because if you look at the replay, he didn't get hit in the head. My fear was a collarbone. He got hit by that defensive tackle right in the shoulder, chest area. His shoulder kind of collapsed. I was thinking it was a collarbone injury. He sprung right up and ran into the tent. That told me, hey, I think he's okay. He's gonna get checked out and be just fine. So I'm happy with that, man. The Giants just played winning football. You put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, and look what happened. I don't care that he had 283 yards passing. They lost the game, and they had 17 points to show for it. Shout out to Dane Belton for forcing out that fumble and getting forcing out that ball and getting a fumble. Shout out to Cordell Flott for the interception. We forced turnovers today on defense, which is huge, and we capitalized on them, which is the next biggest thing. Oh, man, I'm trying to see if there was anything else to talk about. We covered D-line with Brian Burns. We covered the secondary with Cordell Flott. You know, yeah, and Drew Phillips recovered that fumble, by the way. Offensive line is playing their asses off. Jaxson Dart, although he's really doing a lot of it himself, as well as evading pressure, being really elusive and just taking off and avoiding sacks, he's been really good with that, having that mental clock in his head. The pass protection has been really, really good. Andrew Schlottman came in and played pretty damn well, enough that I didn't need to notice him. No penalties on him, no sacks forced allowed by him. Everybody's playing great on the offensive line. I would like the run blocking to get a little better. Cam Scatterbo has to will his way through the line a lot of the times because there's nothing opened up there. But I like that there's some they lean off of each other. You know, Cam Scatterbo takes advantage of the holes given to him, and sometimes he helps the offensive line out and gets those yards himself. So I don't know what else to say. I'm extremely happy. Shout out to the New York Giants. That is how you play winning football. Forget about the Saints game. After the Chargers and Eagles game, the Giants are never out of it. The Giants are never out of a game going into it. They can find ways to win. They've done it twice already against 2 teams who combined had 7 wins already this early in the season. So, by the way, combined only had 1 loss in the season. That puts into better perspective. The Chargers were 3-0, and the Eagles were 4-1. one loss between those two teams, and the Giants beat them both. Shout out New York Giants.